our way to the shop right now, the twins, Iron Ape Coatings and Fab in Bonifay, Florida, where Mater resides. We're gonna do the first startup in this video of Mater with the 4BT and my 1951 Dodge B-Series. If you guys are new to the channel, this is your first time watching a video, I want you to do something. I want you to check out the playlist on the screen. If you guys have time, you're on spring break, whatever, you got a few days of lax time, I want you to check out the playlist on Mater. I go through everything from pulling this thing out of a barn until the first startup with its new motor. We got the original motor running, me and Jonathan behind the camera, dipping diesel. His link will be down below. We took this thing on a first drive on the original motor, and we drove it quite a bit of times on the original motor, which was sweet. Flathead 6, ran like a clock. But we, of course, wanted to put a new brain in the engine, and that is the 4BT from Big Bear Engines. Their information will be down below. Huge shout out to Big Bear Engines, 4BTengines.com. If you guys need anything to do with a swap on your truck, car, whatever you have, make sure you guys are giving them a shout. They know everything about these swaps. They're so knowledgeable, and this engine, I have no doubt, is gonna start right up and just run like a clock. I'm very excited. I haven't seen it run yet, so I'll be seeing it as I'm videotaping it for the first time. I've just been really busy. The twins have been really busy. Anyway, I'm really excited. We're just gonna cut straight to it. I'll see you guys at the shop. It's gonna be a sweet one. Make sure you guys are smashing a like on this video to help with the YouTube algorithms and get more eyes on this video so we can show more people this sweet build. We'll see you guys when we get there. Alrighty guys, we're here at Iron Ape Coatings and Fab in Bonifay, Florida. We're here with Chase and Colton. They're gonna give us a walk around and show us Mater starting up for the first time. I haven't been out here in about a month. I haven't seen the truck start up myself, but let's just see it for the first time. Very excited. We got our Big Bear Engine Company 4BT swap in there. And this thing is gonna look sweet. I'm excited to see it. I haven't seen it myself. They put a lot of things on this truck since the last time I seen it. Boom, there's Mater. Let's go check this thing out, show you guys what we've done to it. You guys haven't seen Mater in quite a while, so we got the exhaust, of course, the CM truck bed, flat deck on it. We got the UWS transfer tank. We got the Mishimoto radiator. This is our second radiator we're running because we want cooler temps for the water to air intercooler, which we have on here. Check out, we're collecting dust up here, but it's looking good. So you guys are here for one thing, and that is what's in here. You just gotta move it right, I guess.
So we're gonna have to rebuild that.
This bolt came out or something?
Well, it's the perfect location for that freaking radiator.
Oh, that's right.
The bolt hole for it was right for the intercooler.
Okay, cool. So we're just gonna have to kind of hold this up somehow.
I think it should fold pretty close to it.
I gotta be gentle with it.
Gotta be easy with the old girl. This one, I think, just a bolt where? Like right here? Right?
Yeah.
I wonder if we have one of those screws. Yep. Forget the size of it. You can see the textured powder coat we went with. It blends well with the 4BT, the black firewall. Check out the Mishimoto radiator up front here. Of course, we got the P-Series inline pump. Are we going with electric fans, or are we staying with the...
Well, since it actually fit, we were talking about electrics, but we actually made it fit. Got clearance, so might as well use it.
Think we'll be all right running this one?
Oh yeah.
Sweet.
They actually run better with a freaking flux fan than they do electric fans.
Heck yeah.
That is on the bigger, like R-size diesel trucks and stuff. I know.
We got the starter mounted down there too.
Yep, got the starter mounted up. Looks good.
Dude, this thing sounds amazing.
Heck yeah, man.
Amazing through that exhaust system.
So we got the NV4500 transmission. Go ahead and show them that thing poking in down there.
Oh man, you
Let's go in the end.
You should zip to the dock.
Heck yeah.
Poking through, son.
Were you able to find the bolt? Were you able to find the bolt?
I think that's the one, isn't it?
Like almost every bolt on this truck is the same size. There's like 3 different sizes.
That's a fine thread bolt. Let me see if I can find it.
You guys are about to see this thing start up. We're just gonna find a bolt for this hood latch so we don't have to hold it. We had obviously the whole front end took apart. So that's why, like pretty much this whole front end was taken apart. so that they could get around it without damaging the fenders. When they were bending over here, installing the starter, things around the engine, the mounts for the engine, they had the whole fenders off, whole front end off, just so they could find clearances and be as careful as possible.
Yeah, it's hard to find fenders for these year's trucks.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Having the original fenders on this truck, everything on this truck body-wise,
That's a good kid.
sweet, hopefully this. That side over there, I had a buddy of mine, he went to close the hood and bent the bracket on that side. So that bracket over there is actually messed up. It's been messed up. I came out to lift the truck hinge, and I was like, dude, who the hell bent this? You know, it was all bent out or whatever, but now this thing looks sweet. Give them a full 360 for those of you who haven't seen the truck. We do have a full interior for the truck. We just don't have it in right now because of doing the engine swap. I didn't want it to get all messed up, you know, oily hands or whatever.
Yeah.
So, but we do have full interior, headliner, seat, floorboard, everything. I guess you guys have already seen this. You showed them this already, haven't you?
Yeah.
All right, sweet. All original cluster gauges, all original body. Not the original bed, obviously. This is the only thing that's not original on the truck. Kept the rear axle original. Of course, we got the AirDog poking down there. Huge shout out to AirDog. They're 4G pumps. They're just amazing. Super high quality pumps. We got to throw one more U-bolt on the front of this flat deck. We just didn't have ones long enough, but we got 2 on each side for now, which is going to be plenty good.
You guys end up putting the brakes in?
No,
No, not yet.
That's the only thing. I didn't want to tear it apart because I knew you wanted the video so soon.
Oh, yeah. No, check out this exhaust, man. I haven't even seen this.
Full straight all the way back.
4-inch, baby. This thing's going to be whistling, son.
Black smokes.
Does it? Black smoke for real?
It rolls cold.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang, son.
Fired up and revved on it. We're like,
Hey, fire me up. Let's go.
you ready?
Let's go,
Look at all the soot on the spider webs.
That's from this truck?
That's from this truck. Yeah, I think all that is.
Are you serious? Holy crap. We might get some black smoke for us, huh?
It's got the electric fan on the back too.
Yep.
So the water to air Mishimoto intercooler is operational 100%?
Yeah.
Working good? Sweet. I like the way y'all did this. Angled it. It's real clean.
Yeah, that's what I like.
It's really clean in here.
Clears the hood perfectly. It clears the fender perfectly.
Sweet. No, y'all did a great job on this, man. As far as radiator hoses, are we just gonna
Yep.
here
That's
to
the same
here?
thing too. I'm gonna have to build it because of everything on the engine is bigger than this.
Yeah.
So we're actually just going with building them out of aluminum.
Okay.
And just, we'll have like, you know, what would almost look like a boost pipe clamp. And boot.
Like I don't know if y'all ever watch like World of Custom Fab and stuff. All the diesel stuff. That's what they'll actually build that top radiator hose and everything out of. To me, it always just looks cooler. So
Heck yeah. No, that's gonna look sweet, man. Y'all did a great job on this thing.
Just ready for the drive shaft.
yeah.
He texted me today. It's on the way.
Heck yeah.
So the drive shaft's on the way. That's not gonna be a hold up at all.
Give her the go juice.
Mater's about to start, boys. Let's go. Man. Oh yeah. Without no drive shaft shit, I don't know. But
I don't know how far it would go.
I don't know how far it would go either.
It might vibrate and roll.
It could. Especially with no brakes in it right now. We don't even have an e-brake setup. That's something eventually I'll have to figure out with the e-brake setup. I don't know how we're gonna do that now.
Main transmission, everything good. That's the e-brake.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, for real this time.
For real this time.
So you got the second view down there with the exhaust?
Yeah.
Sweet. Hell yeah.
All right. Y'all ready?
Oh yeah.
Fuel pump. Ready to push switch?
So pretty cool, man. so nasty, man. That sounds so good. Exactly what I wanted for this truck, man. I'm so happy. Check out the idle. We're gonna give you some idle noise. All the black smoke in here, man. That's crazy. Radiator is rolling cold. Let's get a thumbnail real quick. Let's get a thumbnail. All right, we just had to take the thumbnail. We just shut the truck off. I couldn't be happier. This is probably my dream truck right here. From the side, other than the bed, it looks stock. I really didn't want to go with aftermarket axles because of I didn't want to mess up the spacing. I didn't want to mess up the front end because when you go aftermarket axle, you throw an aftermarket axle on the front end. Actually, we got to talk about steering. We haven't even talked about steering with them at all. Rough Stuff Specialties. They freaking hooked it up, man. Redhead steering gears. They freaking hooked it up. Huge shout out to those guys. Huge shout out to everyone involved with this truck. Mishimoto, AirDog, CM Truck Beds. Huge shout out to Big Bear Engine Company. Without these guys, we wouldn't be able to make this happen. But Redhead steering gears, everyone's information will be down below. Have we done anything underneath here?
We've got the cross bracing in there. Well, you actually can't even really see it because the front axle.
Yeah, I see the front axle. Should we go from the back?
Yeah.
So Chase is going to kind of talk to you guys about the steering because we haven't even talked about it yet, but it's Rough Stuff Specialties. We went a Heim joint. We got Heim joints from them. We also got the
steering kit. And they went ahead and sent you the
Heim joint steering setup.
Yeah, Heim joint steering setup. Sounds good to me. This is what we went with. Went with a first gen style gearbox because it mounts to the outside of the frame. Still working on that right now because we've got to trim this out. So we got to figure out how much we got to trim out to make it actually fit.
So pretty much we still got some things to figure out about the steering, but I did want you guys to know, one, we're working on it. Two, the great companies we're working with, and that's Rough Stuff Specialties and Redhead steering gear boxes. Their information will be down below. But how I got to talking about that is we really wanted to keep the outside looking as factory as possible. So when this truck goes down the road, no one's just gonna immediately know it's got a 4BT Cummins in it unless they see the black smoke out the pipe, which we were just talking about. When we're going through that NV4500, boys, it's gonna be smoking when it's going through them gears. It's gonna sound so freaking good, dude. I cannot wait to the first drive video with this truck. So if you guys are new, make sure you're subscribing and hitting those push notifications because the first drive is gonna come sooner than you guys think. And that video is gonna hopefully do really well on this truck and really get its name out there. I'm extremely happy we kept the stock rear axle because just the look of it, the stance, just that factory look. I don't know, some guys like to put wide tires and American Forces. I don't know, man. I just don't want that look for this truck. This was an old peanut truck we pulled out of a barn in Wicksburg, Alabama. A peanut farmer had this truck since brand new. I'm the second owner of this truck. I really wanted to keep it as factory from the outside as possible. It didn't come with a flatbed on it, or we may have restored it. It came without a bed, so we had kind of no choice but to put a new style bed on it. But I did keep the wood deck, though. It was very important to me, too. A nice wood deck, but I did want to go with the upgraded LED taillights on this truck. Man, we are going to cut off. You guys can see this is kind of awkward. We're going to cut this off, so you're not going to be able to see this anymore. This is going to be hidden. It's all going to be cut. So that is one thing you guys may comment, but I'm very stoked about this truck. This is probably gonna turn heads everywhere it goes, is what I think. It's not something you ever see. I'm just at kind of a loss for words, honestly. I mean, is there anything you guys want to, in closing, kind of just say, or how it's been, or kind of some things that have stumbled y'all? I mean, people are gonna want to do this kind of stuff.
It's been awesome, but there are several hits. Not plug and play, and it's a whole lot of custom fabrication and a lot of just trying to figure out where you can get the space to make things work. That was the biggest thing, is just the frame rails in this truck are so close together that you couldn't hardly get a starter in there. where the starter and air compressor is on that engine, you know, the steering gearbox, that's where it was mounted at. So automatically, as soon as you mount the engine, the whole steering had to come out of it, like you said.
These engines aren't even designed to have those transmissions behind them either.
Oh yeah, true that.
So
You know, the 4BTs mainly is in a piece of equipment hooked up to, I mean, giant water pumps or an excavator, or they have
Skid steer or something?
skid steers, mini excavators, things like that. So most of them, you know, the actual starter is on the passenger side instead of the driver's side, but the MB4500 puts it on the driver's side, and that's where we kind of run into the issues and everything. Had to do a little bit of custom machining on, you know, oil drains and things like that to make it work, but it works out really well. Just now the whole thing is just finish up the steering, which we've got it figured out. Just gonna take a little bit of fitting, a little more fab work, but not too terribly much. And it'll be ready to go. So
Heck yeah.
as soon as we get that drive shaft, I mean, we might be just easing it around a little bit and seeing how she does.
Sweet. So steering, brakes, and drive shaft, that's pretty much all, and a little bit of wiring maybe?
Yeah, just a little bit of wiring. Like I said, I didn't have the key for the ignition, so I was like, well, crap. I was like, I want to make sure, you know, it runs good. So
And a little bit of piping and the mount for the
yeah,
radiator.
a little bit of piping, and like I said, we already have all that. Just gotta, you know, we still work a full 40-hour week, you know, job plus this. So we get off work, get here, you know, 6:37, and just do as much as we can on this. At the same time, you know, we've got other customers between the powder coat and all the other diesel work we do.
Oh, definitely.
So,
No, I know y'all busy, man.
but it's been fun. I mean, we've been enjoying it.
Yeah. It's just something different. It's something
Exactly,
different.
it
And
is.
y'all, for the rest of y'all's life, will be able to tell the story. Hey, we swapped this truck, and
Oh, yeah.
I think the reactions this truck is going to get and the word is going to spread.
Oh, the amount of people that just come in here and whenever, you know, they come around and they, you know, they normally don't think anything of it when they see the flatbed. Once they get to the side of it, they're like, dang, that's an old truck. And they're like, what, you know, what are you doing to that truck? And we're like, oh, well, you know, diesel swapping. And they're like, what? You know, especially a lot of the old guys really think it's awesome, and they're just blown away by it. And they're like, golly, they're like, what, you know, what people are doing these days with engine swaps and things like that.
Heck yeah, man, it looks so good. It looks like it was meant to be in here.
It really does. I mean,
We tried to go.
that's, yeah, tried to get it down in there, get it down low, but not so low you'd have to worry about the oil pan getting hit on anything, and it just,
Our whole thing is that we've seen engine swaps, and it's like,
it has taken us a little bit of time, I will admit that, you know,
but
I'd rather
we wanted-
take
you
time
want it to
and
look
be
right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Just
definitely.
to me, you want it to look as factory as possible. Not a bunch of wires hanging everywhere. Everything just strode out. You're hacking everything up, trying to make things fit. So
definitely.
that's where it gets fun.
you know, taking into consideration, like, you know, how we run the intercooler setup, the water to air is just, you know, setting it up instead of just, you know, kind of throwing it in there and being like, oh, you know, this kind of works good, you know, trim, you know, test fit
You
it.
don't know how many times
Trim
I trimmed that piece of pipe so it'd be the straightest angle towards it, because I cannot stand silicone couplings twisted and bent. It just, my OCD really starts kicking in.
Oh, yeah, man. No, it looks really good. I can tell y'all take y'all's time.
And
with
there's
this.
my OCD too. You can tell every single clamp is turned up identical.
Heck yeah. No, I love that, man. That's why I brought this truck to y'all. I knew y'all take y'all's time with it and really do good. I'm pretty stoked about the radiator, how good it
How
looks
good
in
it
that.
fits. Yeah, man.
We didn't have to cut at all, really? In the
I
brackets?
had to trim a little bit on the factory bracket. As you can see, we come in and welded aluminum flanges that were, it was just, the factory flanges on this just weren't wide enough. So we come in, welded up, and then just drilled some new holes in it. Run some nice stainless steel hardware in it.
It fits in there like a jello.
Dude, that's awesome, man. No, I'm just tickled to death, man.
You really can't see the downpipe anymore either. But I went in there and made a nice looking downpipe coming through. I'm gonna have to rebuild part of the actual firewall, some of the floorboard as well because of. So
Heck yeah.
that's the only thing I had to kind of really cut on to make this thing fit.
No, that'll be good. And then
What?
I'll just put some heat shield or something so it ain't heating up the passenger in the cab. And no, I'm really happy.
We'll
on
go
it.
ahead and also we'll pop it off one time before we really start driving. We'll wrap that with heat tape.
Heck yeah.
That exhaust tape.
So it's
Exhaust wrap.
so the
yeah.
one I ordered, the 3-inch downpipe, is that the one I ordered?
That's it.
So it worked out good.
Yep.
So we're going.
Well, it didn't fit at all.
Oh.
But it's been all chopped up.
Okay.
New
But you know
angles.
what? It had a 90 down and a 90 back, so that is all I needed.
When I was ordered it, I was like, dude, I hope this works out, man. Because
Because so it 90 down and it twisted towards the engine, and at 90 kind of towards the engine, and then at 45 a little bit like out the back. So it was just, yeah, it was like I would have had to cut. If I would have used that down pipe,
Yeah, you would have had daggum a
we
foot
would have been about this far into the cab, and I was like, nah, I'm not doing that.
That wouldn't have worked
So
out.
I just went ahead and cut as much off of it as tight as I could get that 90 in there to it. So
No, that's awesome, man. I'm glad it worked out. So we're 3 to 4 inch, and when it adapts what, like 3 feet in, right? 3 feet or so.
yeah, it comes probably about 2 foot off the downpipe. I mean,
You've already got it underneath here once before.
you can crawl up underneath there and you can kind of get an idea where it's at. It's just right there beside the bell housing.
And then the mount for the transmission right there. I see you guys threw some angle iron under there to mount that thing to support the support bracket.
Yep.
This
Looks pretty good.
Square tubing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yep.
square tubing. I've got a duck off the back out, powder coat it, and I've got some gussets and everything I'm going to put into it just to, you know, one, strength, pretty it up, make it look a little bit nicer. But same thing, all of this
But
is
love the way it turned
stainless,
out.
stainless half-inch hardware. I mean, if I ever get the chance to use stainless hardware, I just use it just for the fact that it's not going to rust.
Oh yeah. No, dude, y'all are doing a great job on this truck, man.
I just want it to look as pleasing to the eye as you possibly can.
Because people at shows, they're gonna look, man, and they're
Right.
gonna want to
That's
take
the
pictures and talk
Exactly.
crap and put it on social media. You know how people are nowadays, man. They can't just appreciate
That's literally all they want to do.
the hard work that went into something.
They just want to, you know.
They want to pick it apart. That's how everybody is today. They just want to nitpick.
And you know somebody's gonna find something.
Oh,
There's
no,
still
100%,
something.
yeah.
Yeah, there's still something that's on the seat.
Oh yeah.
And hey, you know, they comment, let us know. We'll fix it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No, there's
Or
always
sometimes you just can't please.
Oh yeah.
you can't please everybody.
Like, I'm just ready for a comment on why in the world did you cut into that 50, you know, floorboard.
It is a 50 model, isn't it?
It's a 51, yeah.
Yeah,
59 to 51.
Yeah.
50s. That's what I said. I think.
Yeah. Yes,
But
so-
but to do an entire engine swap and only cut out 4 or 5 inches or so, that's pretty
Yeah.
impressive. That ain't chopping up the freaking cab. That ain't doing nothing crazy. That's
Hey, you see some guys get these things, and I mean, they just chop the whole, you know, chop the top and everything, just go, you know, wild with it, like you said, keeping it as factory as possible.
oh yeah. When I dropped this truck off to them, I told them I didn't want to chop anything out in the cab because one, it's already small. Two, I want to keep it as factory as possible. So I'm glad they were able to put this thing in there because at first we were like, oh, 4BT, it's small, it's gonna fit no problem. And then we were like, oh.
Yeah,
When
so
we got the original engine out, you're like, wow, this 6-cylinder is tiny. You're
That
like,
flathead 6 is just ridiculously small, and it was kind of like a uh-oh moment. Everyone was like, why didn't you just go 12 valve, dude? We could barely fit the 4BT in here, let alone. Yeah. I'd be sitting on the flat deck driving this thing for the 12BT.
big old dog box in there with it.
Oh, yeah.
What else is
Or a
crazy to
6BT.
me?
I said 12BT. 12BT, dude.
48 valve with a 12 BT.
Just throw it in there. Hey, we got a 12BT in Mater, guys.
But I'll tell you what's, you know, pretty impressive too is that these front leaf springs haven't hardly sagged any. You know, because that engine is way heavier than that flathead 6 was.
350 pounds heavier, right?
Yeah, I think, you know, when we did the
350.
350 might have even been around 380 or 390. I mean, it was.
So I was expecting like to see these front springs sagging, you know, with that engine in there. No, it's about sitting where it was. You know.
Depending on how it rides, that may be the next thing we do is just front suspension.
Yeah.
You know, obviously we're gonna have to do that eventually down the road, but let's just get this thing on the road first, and then we'll kind of tweak suspension components. I know you guys are probably gonna freak out in the video saying, "Oh, you gotta upgrade it now." Let's just get this thing on the road, have a little fun with it, cut up on some back roads.
It's an LCD screen. But so, pretty much you go back. Well, I'll say you go back. Go back, you just set your thickness. And so it already pre-sewn. Presets. So 035 wire, that's what I got in it. 20 gauge. 80 inches a minute, and then 15 volts. And then so before I even did all this, so it asked me what gas I was using, C25. And
Of what material?
yeah, steel material. But I mean, you still have multiple settings. So you got MIG steel, and MIG steel on C100 manual, so that you can go in, you can mess with the settings all you want. Flux core, aluminum spool gun. It even has a stick feature, TIG feature, and then just settings for other little custom
Actually,
things
you don't
you
even
can do.
really need the TIG 200 anymore. That unit right there does all of it.
That's crazy.
But it's easier for us just
So then
to
you just go back,
and
3.5 in the wire.
Just swap, just
Yeah.
grab the other welder and just weld with it.
And pretty cool. This welder welded gussets in a replica booster at Cape Canaveral.
I saw the pictures of it. That thing looked sweet, man.
Yeah.
Y'all did a good job.
89 feet long, man. That thing is crazy.
Heck yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video on Mater start up for the first time. It was freaking awesome to see this thing start up. These guys are killing it up here. Make sure you hit them up. Their information will be down below. If you guys need anything from diesel engine work, welding, powder coating, they do it all here. Huge shout out to the Big Bear Engine Company for setting us up with this 4BT engine. Starts right freaking up, dude. Any question I've ever had, they've answered it right away, from just engine mounts to everything. By the way, speaking of engine mounts, Farm Strong, their information will be down below. That's the engine mounts we're running on this truck. Anything 4BT related, any engine swaps you guys want to do, check them out. Huge shout out to them and all the sponsors that are helping out with this build. Huge shout out. They're all their information will be down below. That's going to do it for this video, guys. Next video, drive shaft, couple tubings, the steering,
Going the steering
and that's pretty much it.
it, yeah.
We're going to be driving this truck here pretty soon.
Yeah.
So make sure you're subscribing if you're new to the channel. Hit that push notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a video. Can't wait to freaking drive this thing. We're going to bring you guys along with it. Peace.
I go straight from the bank, gassing up the tank, cranking up the radio, playing old Hank. It ain't that